You can tell you're in a wheelchair the way you're sitting.
Oh.
No, you okay? You're fine. Hey, y'all.
Morning.
How's everybody doing today?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, we're here for Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Maximize Monday.
Yep. Wish we were still in bed, but, well, she could be, not me.
I'm not, though. I'm up and ready to go.
You're mobile. You're somewhat mobile today?
I'm rolling around today.
That's good.
Yeah.
Roll all around. So what's up, everybody? Y'all come on and please share if you can. As we do another Maximize Monday. And God is good today.
Mm-hmm.
God is great. We want you all to come on in so we can start this discussion. So how you doing?
I'm doing good. Today's day one, numero uno of the
what?
sugar detox.
Oh yeah. How you feeling? You ain't start having shakes yet?
No, not yet. No, dude, I don't. Believe it or not, you don't have to believe it, but it's true. I don't eat like gobs of sugar. So I had a mushroom and spinach, I don't know, frittata.
Okay.
For breakfast. I don't know what's happening for lunch or dinner yet, but I'm trying.
I forgot you don't eat. I'm like, eat lunch. I'm like, I forgot you don't eat like that. So yeah, so I thought you'd have been eating lunch by now.
It's only 1 o'clock.
Only? Lunch time is like noon.
Is that so?
You're a weirdo.
I think lunch is between like 12 and 3.
12 and 3?
Yeah.
So what time's dinner?
Between 4 and 7.
But if you eat at 3, then
it's a later dinner.
Y'all, welcome to the Maximize Monday.
I know there's other people who are out there that are like me.
There are y'all weird people that
don't leave me hanging.
No, I got so busy that I forgot to eat. How?
So
we're on day 1 of our sugar detox. Hey Sid, and remember, those of you that are doing it, drink a lot of water. Make sure you eat. Try to eat every 2-3 hours if you can, like snacks and healthy snacks like fruit, vegetables, those things. And you can have all the meat, all the vegetables that you want. Again, if you haven't done so, talk to your doctor. Protein, get some beans. Hey, Cynthia, talk to your doctor. Make sure you're straight. Especially those you with blood sugar issues and all that. Yeah. Maybe I'm regimented, so it's like.
Thanks, Mary. See, there's a range.
The range is 11 to 3. See, my lunch range. My lunch ranges from 11:30 to 12:30, 1 o'clock at the latest.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 o'clock is if I just can't get the food.
Like when I was working at the bank, like they had to stagger when the tellers would go to lunch. So I was the new person there, so I always got the later lunch. So it was around 3.
What time did you go into work?
Around 11.
Oh, what? You work at 11 o'clock.
So that don't mean nothing.
But if you started work at 8.
Some days would be early, around like 8 when branch opened, and then. But for the most part,
but your lunch wasn't
later.
At 3 o'clock if you started work at 8 o'clock. See, I start.
Yeah, but I still ate at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I start my day early, so I eat breakfast when I wake up in the morning. And
then, that's still time though that I had to wait to eat.
Jesus. Anyway, you can eat whatever fruits you want, Kife. Try to eat fruit if you can.
So those who signed up for the detox, you should have received several emails with more information and a link over to the Facebook group where you can engage with other people who are taking the challenge, motivational stuff, recipes, things of that nature.
If you're doing the sugar challenge with it, sweet potatoes are a no-no. Can't do sweet potatoes during this. No potatoes. The only rice you can have, only carbs you can really have is two slices of sprouted grains, like Ezekiel type bread, that flourless and no sugar. Only two a day, and you have to cook your rice a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
To do it. So no potatoes. Yes, apples and oranges are fine. Any fruit, just go to the fruit section and pick whatever fruit you want. Alrighty, so we're sitting here talking about food.
I know, I'm getting hungry.
Right. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, and no pita bread.
Really?
No, no sugar, no carbs.
I don't think of there being sugar in pita bread.
The way they make it, it's the only grains you can have are what's on my the sprouted bread from like the Ezekiel bread.
Mm-hmm.
Sprouted bread, and it says specifically, it's usually in your frozen food section, and then and then rice cooked a certain way. Y'all just be disobedient. Look at you, Maya. Just
I didn't say I had any. I'm just saying I could have. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't known.
Y'all gonna be cheating the whole 2 weeks or 21 days. It's terrible. But anyway, so we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Month, and I made a post on Saturday, I think, and I talked about how we're all kind of learning how to make it through the season. And if you want to join a detox, send us your email, Mary, to social. Shoot us an email at social@gotobethany.com. social@gotobethany.com. Maya will put you in the thing, the Facebook.
I'll direct you where you can direct to sign up for it.
Yeah, the Facebook group is rolling already. There's encouragement in there already, so we're making it work. Okay. Anyway, hi Robin, how are you? Yeah, all of us are learning how to make it.
It's okay, Dana.
Okay, it's okay.
Jump back on the wagon.
Yeah, just jump back on and just don't do it for the rest of the thing. You're fine. It's okay. Trust me. I ain't nobody's doctor, or whatever. So just whatever. Everybody's learning how to make it through this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people, as soon as they get like a little sneeze or a little cough, it's like, oh, I got COVID,
Yeah.
And I think that general anxiety is real.
Definitely.
But it's funny seeing people just walk around like nothing's going on. They be traveling, living their life, just like, who cares?
Not me.
Yeah. I was in a store yesterday, Saturday. Guy just walking around, no mask on, just like, had a baby in his hand. His lady had a mask on. He's just like, whatever. But I think that, like we talked about last week, so we're talking about mental health and emotional health this week. It's finding things that'll help ease your emotional struggles.
Mm-hmm.
When in doubt, for those doing a sugar detox, when in doubt, look at the form that we gave you. If you don't have the form, hit Maya up. She'll make sure you get it, okay?
Mm-hmm. It's also posted in the Facebook group, so you can look there as well.
Yeah, you're posting the Facebook group too. So if you want to eat like peanuts, make sure they're raw cashews. Raw, nothing on them, no sugar, nothing. They're raw. My philosophy is this. When in doubt, if you're not sure, don't eat or drink it. That's my philosophy. When in doubt, just don't eat or drink it. And that'll save you the headache of a lot of stuff. Because if you don't know, it's best to just stay away from it. So finding different things to help ease your stress. I think, so you got sets of people. Those who, raw almonds, Robin, is fine. Look at the paper. Look at the form, y'all. Read the form.
It's all there.
It's all there. Read the form. Those who use things absent of God to be stress relievers. Those who claim, they're usually lying, that all they do is just pray and read their Bible and that's it. And those people in the middle where it's like, God is okay with you having other things to ease your stresses as long as they don't take priority over him. You know, prayer, God, the word, primary. And then he allows you to read a book. You know,
Yeah.
he allows you to watch a movie or watch TV shows to kind of relax or to go out and do things. Some people in church feel like, there's that it's either all God or nothing. And there's no balance there. You got, we all have to do something, find something that we enjoy to kind of relax us during the course of the day. And God is okay with you having other things to settle yourself as long as they don't prioritize him. Because other things can only give you but so much peace. And you got to keep doing it, and you're never fully satisfied.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good start. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, what's the question?
No, I'm just bringing up the reality of, people having, how can I say this, somewhat of a life along with what God, requires of them. Like, you say you're having a really bad day, right? You pray, you read your Bible, worship, do all that good stuff, kind of lift your spirits up, get it off your chest through prayer, whatever.
Yeah.
Those things are all cool. Do all those things. Those should be priority. And then after you're done, God allows you to watch a TV show or to read a book to relax or go work out to relax, go talk to your friends to relax.
Yeah.
The problem is the extremes.
Yeah.
When you think the TV, working out, the books, and all those things are using those to replace God. The problem is when you have just that, you got to keep doing them over and over and over and over again. You're never fully satisfied. Versus all I need is God and prayer, and you lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance there, and God is okay with you having things to settle you. Like reading a book, going to the movies, that kind of thing.
And I think sometimes there can be a guilt of, finding release, for lack of better words, in those things that aren't necessarily reading your Bible or going to church, whatever. But I think also, too, it can fall into that sense of, for lack of better words, viewing God as almost like a dictator. Like, if I don't do this, I'm a bad Christian, or I don't have faith, whatever. It's okay, like you said, to have some fun in a way that is not going to, lose your priority in God or make a judgment on your character.
Yeah, a lot of non-sinful fun, non-sinful enjoyment time. You
still got to represent, who you are.
Right.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's cool. So I think during this time, it's okay to find different things that you want to do to kind of, help you manage the season that you're in.
There's a lot going on, and it's easy to just be focused on the negative and not take that time that we need to be able to enjoy the life that we have.
Absolutely. I think like the beginning, when the pandemic really was going on, like last year, I started like doing creative cooking, trying new stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff just to try and see if I can make it. And that was cool. It was exciting. It was exhilarating. It was a good relaxation from the moment. You got to tap out from regular life for a minute, creating, and that's cool. I don't think God was upset, praying right now. Like I prayed the Bible, and this is cool.
You multitask, pray and cook at the same time.
At the same time. I listen to worship music while I cook sometimes, or that kind of thing. It's fine, and as long as God is priority, He's not going to be upset with that. So I'm back to reading a book a month again.
Nice.
I'm trying to. Let me preface that. I'm going back to trying to read a book a month, and I'm doing that now, and that's a good reprieve, just to kind of tap out and just read something and be in whatever world that I'm in while I'm in.
Pastor Nick, can you share some examples, perhaps that are in the Bible, of Jesus showing that balance between ministry and being able to take that time for Himself?
Well, I mean, you see him first. Usually, when they find him off somewhere, he's either praying
Mm-hmm.
or he's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's praying or he fell asleep. Do I think that God's upset? Oh, he's in a storm. He falls asleep. It's like, it's okay. He's not
Mm-hmm.
going to be upset. There are times where you see him like laughing, a little more jovial. The Bible doesn't give us a lot of, about Jesus' life outside of his teachings and his miracles.
Yeah.
But it's if you study Jewish culture, you would learn certain things that he would have done as a good Jew.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that he didn't, his personal life, that he didn't have a laugh with his disciples every now and then, or they talked about stuff, I kind of would assume that he kind of had some enjoying conversations too.
I hope so.
It wasn't always just "Thus saith the Lord" every single time. So I mean, that's that. But I think a lot of people feel like God, like
Like a black or white.
Yeah, it's black or white. And I was listening to a podcast this morning, and the guy was talking about how we equate holiness to like an either or concept.
Mm-hmm.
And we use holiness as a divider rather than a uniter. So it's like God is holy, that makes him distinct from us. We're holy, so we're distinct from everybody else. When in reality, God's holiness more isn't like, don't smoke, don't drink, don't do this, don't. God's holiness is his character. It's his person. It's all of who he is. And watch this. His holiness is revealed not in just the fact that he is set apart, but also in his willingness to come to those who are dirty, relate to them, walk with them, so that they can start the journey to being clean also.
Yeah.
So holiness is not, I'm in the clouds trying to be super deep. I hear from God every 2 minutes. All I do is read my Bible and pray. I never do nothing else. Holiness is your ability to come down to where people are. Don't do what they do.
Right.
But relate to people where they are to help elevate them above. But we've always think, holiness is like this badge of, I'm distinct. I'm separate from all y'all. Almost like an arrogant kind of.
That's how people use it.
Yes, that's how.
It's interesting to me, we give less focus to the relational value of what it means to be a Christian, but we only have 10 commandments, but we have all these other rules that we try to say what is being a Christian at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works, but it's interesting that we get clouded in those judgments that we make instead of how we're actually treating people.
Right. I think the reason why is in the Old Testament, holiness and consecration was viewed primarily as an external thing. Mm-hmm. So you couldn't touch a dead animal or you were considered unclean. They would wash all the vessels in the temple so they would remain clean. Mm-hmm. And the external requirement for cleanliness was just a representation of our own need for internal cleanliness. So we've turned holiness into, a behavior more than a lifestyle, than a nature. When you have the nature of God's holiness, it starts to show up in your behavior. Not whether you wear a skirt down to your ankles, or you wear a suit and a tie every day, or you wear white all the time because white is holy, or you never wear makeup, or you never wear red. We've turned holiness into a look rather than a nature that produces positive fruit, or fruit that represents the holy nature that I have. Right. So you can live holy and have jeans on, you can live holy. I know some folk that dress like they holy, but when you get to know them, they're a hellion behind the scenes. And I'm not saying people should just wear whatever they want to wear. It just means that holiness is a nature that produces behavior. I start to look who I am.
Right. I would say it should just be who you are.
Who I am. And my actions, not just in this code of conduct. There it is. Not just in the code of conduct. Because holiness is not just a code of conduct. It's an empowerment to help you live a lifestyle. Yeah. I couldn't say it again if I wanted to.
Watch the replay.
Right. So I think holiness gives us a guide on what we can do for stress relievers. Problem with Samson was he was trying to look for stress relief in all the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
So he after have a great battle, he'd go down to the whorehouse. He'd have a great
Mm-hmm.
battle, he would go do something so.
Mm-hmm.
You know? How can I say this? People when you and I'm sure you've experienced this before, when you accomplish a great goal, you usually celebrate it, and then internally, something starts to kind of talk to you. I think this. I think sometimes the stress of succeeding hits you after the fact. Sometimes.
Okay.
Some people are like this. Like while you're doing it, you're not that stressed out. I'm like this. When it's over, then it's like, whoosh. Because in that moment, I don't have a chance to be. I don't have time to be stressed out. I got to do what I got to do.
Just gotta do it.
Yeah. And then you reach this path, and it's like, oh, I need some relief. And if you're not careful, the relief can come from all the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm trying to say. And that was Samson. And for some people, the relief is in the middle of it. I'm struggling with this right now. Let me go. You start thinking some non-holy things to do to ease your tension while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's more you. Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm just continue.
No, but some people are different. Like
it's very true.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. When something goes down, I do it real quick, and then I get scared after it's over.
Mm-hmm.
What I should have felt in the moment comes after. Because my thought is on let's fix the problem, not be afraid right now. We ain't got time to be scared.
Hmm.
Some people are like in the middle of it. Oh, this is so stressful. Let me go do whatever. Keep on looking holy. It's okay.
No, I'm trying to think which one I am because I feel like I get all that anxiety up front.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
And then, but not like in between.
Yeah.
Like once I get started, I'm good.
Yeah. It's a start process.
Uh-huh.
And then the fear of starting leads to the temptation of doing other things when you should be starting.
Mm-hmm.
You start thinking, well, let me do this. Well, let me try this. Let me do this.
Yeah.
I got 3 other things to do. Let me try these things.
I'll do the easy ones first.
Right. You're procrastinating. You're procrastinating by giving yourself other options.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's real though. And you have to know.
It's very real.
You have to know when it comes.
Yeah. And as I said, that's where our power is in knowing, which one of those you are, because then you can know how to negotiate it.
Yeah. Yep. So you got problems either starting, continuing, or after it's over. That's when all of it hits you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's funny how unique individuals are. Because either way, you're either not starting, you're not finishing, or you're finishing and you do something dumb after you're done.
Yeah, it's all a delay.
Yeah. It's like some people, they finally get to where they want to be in life, and then they do something stupid to mess it all up.
Mm-hmm. Is the anxiety after it's done because you're like, okay, now I had to perform even better than what I did before? Like, well, what is that?
It could be that too, yes, because now it's like I've done it, and it's now people are going to start expecting this same level of quality, and you feel anxious for that. So yeah, there's anxiety for that too. I know people who feel that way. It's like somebody compliments you, man, that was really good. Can you do it again just like that? You're like,
you can't make me do this again.
You're like, really? It's like, geez, and Steve Harvey said it. People said it before. It's harder to maintain your success than it is to actually become successful. Because now the pressure's on you to continue to build, make it better. And then some people, like I said, they're so busy doing that they don't feel what they're feeling.
You can't even think about it.
It crashes after it's over. Then it's like, oh my God, I just did that. It's like, you ever see those movies where somebody says, I'm just going to jump and do it. And they jump and do it. And then after it's over, they like either pass out or they just are getting all shaky. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. It's like,
adrenaline.
Yeah, it's like it's adrenaline. You block it out, run by adrenaline. And then when reality sets, you're like,
crash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
now
we
I can
all
get that.
process that. Yeah. We often learn to process how we do it. And those who are procrastinators up front, just do what you got to do, whether you feel it or not.
Mm-hmm. That's
Resist
the key.
yeah, resist the temptation to do everything else, you know, when you don't have to do it. Hold on.
That's true. Because I can, from past experiences, I know like if I'm ever in a position where something like that scares me, I could easily just, get stuck in my mind and,
Yeah.
try to come up with options and everything else. I know I just have to jump off the deep end and just do it.
Yeah. Before you start thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you start thinking, then it's going to be like, you'll never get it done.
Well, I mean, I'll get it done, but like not as fast as I should.
What I mean by never is like, you eventually get to it.
You make it too complicated.
Yeah. It's what they call paralysis of analysis.
Mm-hmm.
You analyze a thing so much until you just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're thinking about all the different things you could do, should do, shouldn't do. When it's like, I did all my research, did everything I could. Let's just get rock and rolling.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sometimes people use the "I'm still praying about it, I'm still thinking about it" as a cop out.
The scapegoat. Yeah.
That's really what it is. That's really what it is. Not like I need to really process this before I start it, like, because that's smart.
I say that processing is good.
Yeah.
When it's truly just processing.
Yeah. And I think that's where we all have to we all know when it's like, okay, I've done all my thoughts. It's time to do it. Mm-hmm. We know that. Yeah. We just act like we don't know.
Because it's easy to talk yourself out of things as opposed to talking yourself in. Mm-hmm. So, you can come up with all sorts of reasons as to why something won't work or why I shouldn't do something. Mm-hmm. But you're just making things a little bit more complicated than what it probably needs to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, like Sid said, the what ifs are paralyzing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're still stuck in all the. I think we should consider the what ifs.
Definitely.
Think through all the what ifs, and then after we thought through it all, then we make a decision to do, mm-hmm. or not to do if it's not a good idea to do it. Mm-hmm. But I think all of us know our triggers that hold us up. We know it.
Yeah.
At this point in time, like you said with you, when it's like you got to do this big project, and then your mind starts jumping to 4 other things you got to do. That's your cue to say, you know what? I need to start this big project now.
Just focus on it now.
Because I'm starting to make excuses to not do it.
Yep.
Wow.
And then I think the funny thing too is like once you're done it, I think sometimes you look at it and be like, oh, that really wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Mm-hmm. So I was coming to all these conclusions and everything else, at the start. When at the end, I was like, okay, it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's not as hard as you think it is. Mm-hmm. But I think that's our cop out. But fear is usually you being afraid of something that you have no idea. You're just making up stuff. Mm-hmm. You're afraid. And I think it's like having a paper cut. When you're a kid, then it's like it's just a paper cut.
Really paper cuts hurt though.
They do hurt, but it's not like it's far.
Life isn't over.
It's less painful than what you're experiencing now.
Yeah. I think it's interesting what Kaijo said though. She says, I don't know if it's because I'm older now that I feel like I have more to lose. But she noticed that she didn't feel like this before. That's an interesting concept because I do feel like as we age, there's a little bit more stress or like that, okay, I gotta get it done. Mm-hmm. That I feel like just that alone can be, something that keeps you from getting it done. Yeah. And responsibility will give you more pause. Mm-hmm. Because you know what you have to lose. It's funny. I was talking to my wife about this the other day. When I didn't have kids, mm-hmm. it was easy for me to just. Now,
you start processing a little more and considering all the outcomes. So I can't remember what we were watching. So I used a basic example. Like now, I'm not going to get on a roller coaster now.
Never again?
Probably not. Before, I was on roller coasters all the time, no kids, whatever. And then now I got to think about, okay, so if I get on this roller coaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets stuck up here, I'm stuck up here for 3 hours, right? That's 3 hours out of my day. Do I feel like waiting in all this line to get on this darn roller coaster? Nope. And you really start thinking when you have more responsibilities and start doing a risk factor to see what's worth it and what's not worth it. But I think that comes with age and maturity.
Yeah.
You know, some things you as an adult, when you got responsibilities, you just stop doing, or some things you're just more cautious about how you do them. Because you got more to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sis says getting older does that.
Yeah. Sure. You start considering all the consequences and stuff, and the older you get, the more you start thinking about your mortality. You know, you start considering what's the rest of your life going to be like, especially when those teenage wounds start hurting you more. Yeah. You know, you hurt yourself when you was 16, and all of a sudden it's a chronic problem when you start thinking like, is it worth me doing all that to hurt myself some more? It's different.
Ty says, yet we could still, God forbid, die crossing the street. So,
yeah, but crossing the street and me looking at cars is two different things compared to being up on a roller coaster I can't control. I can always jump out the way, but I think I'm not a proponent of everybody living scared, and you know, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is the older you get, the more cautious you become. And the more you're aware of counting the cost. Like Dana said, you're less risky with investments. Why? You're getting older, you're getting ready to retire. Why are you going to take that much risk with your investments and lose it? You're learning to be a little more settled versus in your 20s, you can be very risky with your investments because the logic is you have time before you retire.
Yeah.
Versus somebody in their 50s and their 60s, they have to be conservative investing wise for the most part, because they don't want to lose everything by the time they retire. So I think we don't live in fear. We just learn to live cautiously as it relates to certain things. And everybody does that, you know. Well, not everybody. Most people do that. But I still think here it is. The older you get, the more calculated you are when you take a risk. Yeah. There it is. You're more calculated. Especially if you got kids. You got kids, you start thinking about, if I do this, how's it going to affect them? So you become more responsible.
It's more than just about you.
Yeah, because what happens to me is going to affect them. Yeah. And that's a level of selflessness that some people don't have.
I was going to say, not everyone can get there. Not everyone gets there.
Yeah. But I know the older I get, the more cautious I become. I do. I'm not even that old, but it's just, you consider all the stuff you have to lose. You know? And I'm not a perfect man by no stretch of the imagination. I still make mistakes. You know? I still shake my head at my own self. But you just learn to be more cautious.
So what do you say to people who are probably a little bit too cautious and need to learn to let go a little bit?
I would get to the root of their fears. Why are you so cautious? You know? Why are you, what happened to you to make you so cautious that you're afraid to live? You're just existing and you're not living. That doesn't come out of nowhere. Something happened that produced that nature of, not pursuing the life that they desire because they're too afraid. And usually it's a cop out. It's a fear mechanism. Something happened to make them afraid to even try. You know?
Interesting.
Now, Sid, I will say this: we are not fearless. It's just we're experienced. You know, Sid brings up. You know, it seems like Bishop and I, it's natural for us to get in front of a big crowd and start talking. Well, first, we're gifted to do it. Number one. Number two, But the more you do it often, it becomes your norm. You know, it's normal for me to, well, not for the past year, to stand in front of thousands of people and talk. It's like
Yeah.
Whatever, it's a normal day. Versus
Mm-hmm.
somebody not used to it, it's like
Terrifying.
But it's not that we don't get nervous. It's just you learn to calm your nervousness.
Yeah.
When I first started preaching, I couldn't sleep the night before I had to preach. I was up all night. Nervous energy, nervous excitement. Sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up. But now it's more of a settled fire, if I can say it like that. It's more settled. It's there. The nervousness is there. It's just calmer.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's being out of control, it's like a little blaze like that. That's control.
Do you think sometimes people confuse nervousness with like excitement?
Well, I call it nervous excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Nervous energy. And I think, it manifests different. Some people get nervous excitement, they get real jittery. Some people get calm nervous. I think it depends on your temperament.
I think that's how I am. Like, don't bother me. Just let me be peaceful so I can get this done, and then I'm good. Like, I can't talk about it before I had to like do a speech or whatever somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to think about it.
So you don't want to think about what?
Like, do I have my notes and, like all that sort of like, I guess, analytical things that, you can talk about before you have to go give a public speech somewhere.
Okay. So your anal retentive side kicks in. Did I say this and right? Is the and in the right place?
Well, I think about all that stuff afterward.
Yeah. Well, afterward is worse because that's when we start criticizing.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff you should have said, all these stuff you shouldn't say. You should have said this better.
Mm-hmm. Didn't make sense.
Yeah, it's good for growth because you get to do better the next time.
Right.
But I can't listen to my own messages.
No.
I'm too critical. Too critical.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a healthy nervousness. To me, it's a healthy nerve because you realize that it's not all you. It's God helping you do it.
Yeah.
So we're still nervous. Don't get it twisted. It's just more controlled. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You
guys just make it look easy.
Oh, making it and actually doing it is two different things. Look, we can say that about anything, though. I mean, the tech stuff you do that I don't do. I'm like, take me forever to figure it out. And you're like, oh, it's this. I'm like, all right, cool. But again, that's your realm, though.
Yeah.
So I think everybody in their realm, when they're working it, understands it. What will scare the hell out of somebody else gives you nervous excitement and energy to do it.
Yeah.
But I think that's why you got to value where God puts you, what you're good at, and do that, and learn to control your nerves. I don't know how we got this conversation.
I know this is completely different than what we sat here to talk about.
Well, it's fine, it's working, but that's been happening a lot, though. It's been happening. It happens like every Monday, though. Mm-hmm. We have a designated topic and then go off and go off.
On a tangent.
But I think overcoming your fear is going to be there. You just have to learn to overcome it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be there. That's why God told Joshua 3 times in Joshua 1, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Because God understood it's going to be an issue for you. So let me show you how to overcome it. Be strong and courageous. Keep my word in your mouth. Fear is a part of this walk, y'all. You just have to learn to overcome it. Speaking of, I got to finish my book on fear.
Yay. When's it going to come out?
I got to finish writing it.
I know. We got to put a date down.
I know. That's what I got to do. That's what I think I got to do. Once I get done this paper, my paper is due Saturday. Mm-hmm. Once it's in, I'll plan on kicking back into gear and getting back into writing it. And then I might put the Psalms into a devotional. So I'll see. In book form. I did like 3 today. I'm gonna do the rest tomorrow.
Okay.
I'd eat lunch.
Great.
Unlike you, I can't. I was hungry. I stopped and ate
What did you have for lunch today?
a salad with fruit.
Oh,
It was a salad with fruit, and I use grapeseed oil for my dressing.
okay.
And then tonight I'm gonna cook some chicken, have a salad with it, or some spinach. Or I bought some bok choy. I might try some of that too.
That sounds good.
So yeah, conquer fear, y'all. That conquering fear is something that we all. It's a habit we all must master.
Yeah. But we all can do it.
We all can do it. God shows us how to overcome our fears. You know what's crazy, Maya? Most of the things we're afraid of is in our mind, not in reality. It's not in reality. It isn't a thought.
Definitely.
It's nowhere in reality.
That's what I said. We can talk ourselves into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Talk ourselves out of doing things.
Yeah. It's like the boogeyman. You know, we're not doing any sweeteners, Ty. The only sweetener we have is the Holy Ghost because He's sweet. I'm playing, I'm trying to be all deep. See, that's what I forgot what I was going to say. What am I talking about?
Fear, talking ourselves into trouble.
Oh, it's the boogeyman.
Yes, boogeyman.
You think there's a monster in your closet when you're a child.
And it's like a hanger.
Yeah, then it's a hanger. You get older and your perspective changes. You're like, you're not afraid of the dark. Why? Just some adults, I think, are still afraid of the dark. You're afraid of the dark?
I'm not afraid of the dark. But what happens is sometimes I sleep with my eyes open. And
huh?
Sometimes I sleep with my eyes open, and it makes like these monsters or whatever out of like a hanger.
Now, I'm not being facetious. I'm asking a sincere question. How do you? I've heard of it, but I never heard anybody actually. That I never heard it live from somebody. How do you sleep with your eyes open?
I don't know. It just happens. You sleep, like you go to sleep and then your eyes open. Maybe it's like that time right before you're like going to wake up. I don't know.
Okay. I thought you meant like you sleep and you're like.
No, not the whole night.
I was going to say, I'm like, yo. Oh, so you're talking about that in between time.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes like what you see blends into what you're dreaming about.
Oh, so you're partially awake, but yet you're asleep at the same time.
I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. I guess so.
It's that in-between spot because you're aware, but you're not aware.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was about to say, I thought you was like laying there at nighttime like a corpse.
Or is that go to sleep?
I'm like, yo, like, how the heck do you do that?
I'm not that weird, Pastor Nick, no.
Yo, I was getting curious.
Weird, but not that weird.
I was getting concerned. I was like, you need to go to a doctor or something. Like,
no.
But yet, you walk into your bedroom at nighttime now, and the lights are out. You just find the versus as a kid, I'm not going in there. Could somebody help me out? There are certain fears that we're supposed to grow out of after a while.
Yeah.
But also, there are lessons of a lot of what we're afraid of is like Major Pain. A lot of it's one of my favorite movies. Funniest movies.
I don't know what that is.
You've never seen Major Pain?
Mm-mm.
God have mercy.
Sorry.
90s kids.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't think so. You probably wouldn't like it though. It's a Damon Wayans movie. It's so funny.
I'll Google it.
But yeah, but it shows you again, our fears are usually stuff that's in our mind that hasn't happened yet. I counsel people, well, this is going to happen. My question always did you know it's going to happen? No. Are you sure it's going to happen? No. Did it happen yet? No. So you're afraid of something that's in your thoughts and not reality? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess so. Well, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
We're stuck in our own heads and we're afraid of something that, live in your reality, not in the fear of the what ifs. Mm-hmm. Acknowledge the what ifs. I'm not saying don't deny it. Research the what ifs so you won't make a bad decision. But learn how to, feel your fears, but not let your fears control you.
Right.
Feel them, but don't let them control you. All right, it's like 1:47. And I'm tired and I got to get home from sugar.
The lack of sugar will do that, make you feel tired.
Well, you know what's bad? I had a lot of sugar this week. I
you should listen to Desiree.
Well, yesterday it wasn't as bad.
Uh-huh.
It's just on Tuesday and Thursday I went and got ice cream.
You did?
Yeah.
I got my creme brulee, so I'm not much better.
Where'd you get it from?
From the place I usually get it. They made it. I guess they made it for Mother's Day.
Nice.
So I got it.
Nice. Maya is like 20 years old. No, actually, she's 30. She's almost over the hill in her eyes.
Thanks. Life is over at 30.
Yeah, but Maya, she's still wet behind her ears. She disappoints me frequently, so it's okay. I'm playing. Anyway, so what's going on this week?
A lot going on this week. So starting with our Diamonds Women's Ministry panel tomorrow at 7.
What about today?
What happens today? Recap. Oh yeah, we had the recap at 5:30. We always had the recap at 5:30. Diamonds Women's Ministry Tuesday at 7. Of course, Word Impact on Wednesday. Thursday we have our Sound Mind panel. We're continuing the conversation, I think, from last month about habits. And then Friday is the big day. If you haven't registered for it yet, make sure you do. The link is on the website, on our social media channels, or you can call Pastor Nick or Pastor Val to register for your COVID-19 vaccination. So make sure you do that, register ahead of time. Pastor Nick, I think you said people don't need to bring their IDs. So there's nothing stopping you from coming to get your vaccination. But please register ahead of time so that if we need to have more vaccines, we can, get those ready for people.
Yeah. Hey, Brenda, welcome. And don't forget Fresh Friday this Friday. We're excited about that. Fresh Friday. It's going to be cool. A good brother of mine, Pastor Mario Hood from Church on the Living Edge with Dr. Mark Sharona will be with us. Him, another one of his friends, a doctor, I can't remember his name right now. I think somebody else. There's 3 guests on this coming Friday, Fresh Friday, and then the other remaining will be the crew of us. We're going to talk about languaging, wording for this generation, Millennial and Gen Z. How to say what God says, but say it in new ways that fits the current culture. It stems from the conversation we had, which is kind of cool, the one we had last month, where we talked about the purity movement, sex, and how it was taught back in the day. And that was one of the realest and rawest Fresh Fridays. You were on that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was one of the realest and rawest Fresh Fridays that we've ever had. I thought it was one of our best ones.
Yeah, that was a good conversation.
It was really good. Maya's Left Behind crew fed her some toxic thoughts, and we're still trying to unravel, that toxicity. The purity movement, biblical purity is good. It's just the way they taught it was trash, and it didn't work. But we talked all about that, and not everybody, but it was a great discussion. So we're going to kind of do like a part 2, but bring it into other realms. This Friday at 7. I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
and,
that could be fun.
Oh, yeah, Bishop's.
I was going to say, Brenda reminded us that Bishop's Parable class is beginning this Thursday as well.
Yep.
So there's still time to go ahead and register for that. Go to the Bethany website. Go to bethany.com. You can click on the AHBI tab and register there.
Yep.
That's gonna be good. I'm excited for that class.
Absolutely. The panel tomorrow night for your father one.
Yes, meet your father. There's a lot going on this week. Yeah. Meet your father tomorrow at 8:30.
Yep. 8:30. Meet your father. We'll have a discussion. I'm going to be on it with Bishop and everybody else tomorrow at 8:30. Make sure you join us. All right. Those of you doing the sugar detox, stay away from the sugar and the sweeteners too. No, anything that ends with os or ella. If you put it this way, if you don't understand what's on the ingredients with those big words, don't do it.
When in doubt, leave it out.
When in doubt, leave it out. Try to drink a lot of water. Drink as much water as you can. Try to eat like every 2-3 hours. 3 hours is pushing it, but every 2 hours if you can. Again, when in doubt, don't do it. Vegetables, fruit, all that good stuff. I'm doing 21 days. Woo! Y'all pray for me, please. Maya's probably going to finish the first 3, and then
I'm gunning for the 2 week.
She'll be back to Baja Blast and
Fascinating. I have not had a Baja Blast in like almost a year.
Really? Since the last time you brought up here and we told you off about it?
That was almost a year ago.
Or whatever. Yes. So it's going to be fun. You're going to feel the first week is going to be a little difficult. You know, if you drink coffee, black coffee only. If you want to put something in there, put cinnamon in there. Organic cinnamon. I can do some black coffee. I don't mind black coffee. And we'll be fine. The first week's going to be a little challenging. And we can't do brown sugar. No sugar.
Brown sugar, anything sugar is a no.
No honey, none of it. This is, if you're going to eat anything nuts, it's got to be raw. Just like if you had real peanuts and picked them right out, just raw. We're on a pretty strict one. But that honey pecans do sound good though. All right, y'all, I gotta get out of here. The Lord bless you. You can do seltzer water, as long as no sugar, none of that stuff's in there. You gotta look at the ingredients. Anything on the ingredients? None at all. Salad dressing? Nope. Olive oil. You can make an olive oil dressing. That's actually pretty good with some herbs and stuff in there. I just pour olive oil right on there and just eat it. That's my salad the way it is. But all right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. Heaven smile upon you. In Jesus' name, amen. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.